Hello, folks, and welcome back to Last Epoch. Let us continue. Oh, yeah, they definitely expanded this. They definitely expanded here. Before, it used to be just like two areas. Before Empire, after Gods. Uh, hmm. Last refuge outskirts, crumbling ruins. Well, that makes sense. That's where all that starts. This road will bypass many areas, but requires access to and completion of Lighthouse Harbor. Reign of Dragons for the Empire. Oh, discounts for my other guy. Or is this just a default one? Hmm. Yeah, there's a being called the Weaver who's trying to weave a different thing without, this corruption. Well, let's get back to it.
A terror's blessing.
Welcome to our camp. It's small, but it's all we need. It's nice. It's home. As much as home can be, always on the go. Gotta keep outsiders on their toes. Name's Fritz. Tender growl, shy animals but strong. Are they dangerous? Not at all. Now if owner could train them, they'll be great fighters, but they're timid. Said they help us tend our crops, keep us sustained. Kind of little guys. What's it like being a keeper? It's lovely. Study our history, preserving a terra the best we can. Includes nature, keeping the animals safe. It's a good life. I wouldn't have it any other way. I'm almost envious. Everyone has their place, as was the terra's plan. I'm sure yours is good too. Say, do you know when Baltus will return? I want to show him something. Tess here is going to wear hats. I'm looking for him now. Speaking of, I should be going.
Prayers be with you.
Now the dogs go, so it would growl, and when the keeper's up ahead in the shrine. They went well. I'm glad to hear it. Figured we'll get this done quick, but with all traveling, nerves get to your head. For you to head out to your duties is down you need, I'm happy to supply you. I could buy that. It's not the most useful of things, but Ooh, whoops. Oh, the axe. I didn't realize they're two-handed. Oh, this is. This isn't. Okay. Explains the much higher damage. Ooh. Boom Tender's short spear. 34% chance to shock on hit. 100% increased stun chance. There's an increased movement speed and poison resistance. The shock reduces lightning resist by 5%, increased chance to be stunned by 20%, lasts 4 seconds, stack up to 10 times, 6%. You know what, that is actually kind of interesting.
Impossible.
It's two-handed.
Right. Ooh, didn't mean to use that, I wanted to summon the hound. So nice of them to get closer. Saves me the bother. But what's the area? Like, how much of a swing is it? Ooh, a health leech. Feeding pebbles was one of my favorite things to do. Traveling merchant. I've long traveled north Aragon.
I've seen the great stone ruins at Rhymehaven and Kolheim, and I've seen the frozen blood of their ancient defenders. No tower can stand forever, and those walls shall not avail you when the flames descends. You must strike first. Owen's last letter to the mages of Orden's Watch. General philosophy with ARPGs, you have to fully complete each area at least once. Which is not something I'm really good at. I've joked about this before, but I'll joke about it again. When it comes to doing that, I feel I almost need to go back in the meds I was on before. I find it rather tedious, and so I just lack the focus to keep going at it. Very dramatic. Oh, this again. I'm gonna be honest, I'm not sure how long I'm gonna play this for, because I do find it kind of meh. Just really not good at replaying things. New character pass be down. It's a context thing. Maybe less on the dynamic entries and more on actually trying to be successful, eh? Well, I'm glad I got a cleave. Jesus, that was a fair few. Great Mesa conflagration. Did you just flutter out of the rock? Concerning thing. Apparently Rayla worship leads to powers some may consider unnatural. You know, it would have been nice if they told the guard not to attack me. That'd been nice. Passive points rewards, 15. Idle slot rewards, 8.
Yeah, we haven't gotten any idols yet, have we? Ooh. Oh yes, point. Terra's Blessing. Nope, you have to have your summons on the bar to keep them around. Which kind of sucks given how many summons you can get, because it just basically means you can have less and less abilities available to you. And you can't put Ant on left click. Because that's a dedicated move button. I played other RPGs where you could do both, have it as a move button and an ability. Like, I think it's like that in Grim Dawn. I'm not entirely sure, but are the maps here randomly generated? I think they are. I think they're following, say, the more Path of Exile or Diablo's way, rather than, say, Grim Dawn, where every place is manually created. I prefer the manual creation because it feels more like a world rather than a random, collection of tiles, randomly put together tile sets. Like, it can work to a point, like, it can work to a point, but it's to a point. It just doesn't do it for me. 1, 2. It's yeah, it works to a point, but it has its limits. Sure, guard the painted on door. Why not? Basically, there can be value in it, and it can work to a point. Like, this matches up, from what I remember. And there is a lot of overlap, but it could just be limited to tile sets. But, okay, I seem to be done here. But, basically, yeah, to a point, the having a procedurally generated levels can work, but there has to be the correct context to it. Like, say, the Shattered Realms of Grim Dawn. It can work more there. Or, say, Path of Exile's, maps, where you're going to these disparate worlds that are like, mishmashes of the main world, of the game. That can work because there is a chaotic element to it. But when it's just the general world that you're like living in, it's like, imagine every time you open your front door, it's different. It takes away from it, in my view, because I like to form. I like to have an image of the place, basically.
Woodman and his dog went to mow a meadow. Well, we got a lot of fertilizer. Jeez, my lightning charges even took out a goddamn barrel. Bye-bye. Studrax the Burning Sky. Jeez. Hey, Studrax here knows how to fight. And it's just permanent area of them now, it seems. Damn it. This second late on that. Hound. The tempo of the character feels off. He feels like he's swinging too slow. Okay, that leap works. At long ranges it works. But at short range, no. But at long range, he's got good acceleration. Okay, this will be superior. Ooh. That's tempting, but I don't know which of us does more damage. Probably me, to be fair. So in which case it should stay with what I have. Alright. That fixed itself. Be nice if that happened IRL. Just like, oh, the toaster's broken. Let me walk over to it. Reconstruct. Very nice dramatic entry, but sadly you can't pay the bills. Fire growing through the rock.
High fire damage and fire resistance. Well, good thing I'm hitting it with lightning. Okay, storerooms are a optional place. Wait, as Orion? Oh, this is fair too.
No room.
Why did it open this? I don't have any points here. I don't have any ammo. Just sending a quick message. Alright. Ooh, increases melee attack speed, strong speed. Definitely. I think this guy needs a lot of haste to feel right. 9 health, 10% minion health.
Right.
Okay, they reset the area. That's bizarre. That doesn't normally happen. Repeatedly cast Blood Rip at nearby enemies, 20 intelligence, 5%. Apparently barrels count as enemies. sword. What are we, chosen undead? What was the name of the Demon Souls guy? Like, there's chosen undead, bearer of the curse. What? Ooh, secret. Okay, they put secrets into the game now. Ageless apple. The apple looks pristine, despite the dust surrounding it. Underneath it's a message etched into stone. I am not a thief. It was never ours, never hers. Time belongs to him. Interesting. Another forged soldier. Nice. Attack speed. Sabotage siege golem. Code of Race Sentinel. Memories of past honor that befits the woven form. 100% increased lightning damage, 10% increased cast speed, 114 health, 31 void resistance, 1 sentinel skills, 23% increased armor, 22% armor mitigation also applies to damage over time. Font of the Erased. For those of us averaging the Weaver's Bounty knows no end. Like Urin himself, the former champion's blade was imprisoned in ice and bark. Finally, we can move on to Howl of Might. Wolves have more damage and dodge rating. This bonus is tripled for wolves that have used Howl recently. So we'll point to that. And then I can get safety numbers. Then I would want to swing over to this side so I can get an extra companion. But that might be overstretching. We just caught a stray one there. Your character won't move to actually engage. They'll just swing halfway around. So it's something you really have to keep in mind with the game. I'm used to games, like you target an enemy, you get closer. Here, you'll just swing like a lunatic. So you head towards storage. Are they gone? They're gone. I should tank. Go back to camp. I didn't? Sorry, I rest well. The implication to me is he just died there, but, oh nice. I've seen games where he couldn't do that. Or that.
Impossible.
Ooh, that's nice.
Impossible. Terra, aid me. As Orion ordered.
So the time was Apple. It was never her, never ours, never hers. Time belongs to him. So presumably the god from the opening oration that they added. What's up, asshole? Could you send anywhere except there? Oh, that works.
Impossible.
I'm starting to wonder if the maps are not random. The maps are the same, but different things can appear in different places. Um, like shrines, like the map, the areas themselves are the same, but different shrines can appear in different places. You know, the stuff in them is shifted around. Could be a thing. Hey, folks, in the back for at least a moment. 34, 35. Keeper Linus is sent me. Keeper Baltus is inside protecting the shard. The Osprix won't be able to pass through the inner door without a symbol of a terror, but to break it down for a while. I'll take them out. Here, hit the symbol from them. Left me alone thinking I was already dead. Take it. Walk the door to shard chamber. Please help Baltus. I'm going in. great. Another forged soldier. Get smacked. Wow, these do not last. No, he just took him out. No, yeah, they don't last long at all. Well, fuck you too. What does this do? They cost less mana. With dies are summoned, you get mana back. You can additional active, but they cost more per point. So you could have 6. They last longer, more health. So for 15% per point, so that'll be 60% total, and 4 seconds in total. So Grove Mind, you summon your max in one blast, which would be 5 in theory. It's either 2 or 5. Well, once you get this, it goes down by 1. So if you only get 1 point to this, well, actually, you have to get 2 by default. But whatever. So it'll be 3 or 5. You start off with 2 by default. You get 2 here. Now you have 4. This brings it down to 3, but you summon those 3 in one casting for an additional 15 points of mana. It's useful. So rather than having to cast them multiple times, you just bonunk and it's done. You can make them burst. Do a poison blast. The poison frostbite inflicted by torrent totem lasts longer. Pillars of Heya. Pierce enemies. Titan's Bane doing for 1 torn with each burst. Massive increased cast speed and are more accurate with their torrents. Torrents deal more damage to rare enemies and bosses. Like homing torrents. I'm not sure I'm too sold on them. They really don't last long. But it's still a 4-second increase. It's probably sizable enough. And they are in theory potent. So let's have a look at this. Legendary Bite. Well, first off, 15%. 75 total. Wolves hits deal more damage, have a greater chance to stun, but multiplicative with other bonuses, and it has improved base critical strike enemies. That doesn't follow, but has less attack speed, multiplicative with other modifiers. So it attacks 10% slower, but does 40% more damage, 40% chance to stun, and a 5% chance to crit. When they kill, they have a chance to howl. Howl. Companion ability of your primal wolves. They embolden themselves and allies around them, granting them frenzy and 24% more melee damage for 3 seconds. It also heals them for 50. Well, that's nice. Snarl. When you kill an enemy, one of your wolves has a chance to howl. Does not expend Howl's mana cost or put it on cooldown. Howl also grants more melee damage and increased melee attack speed to all affected. So 10% each on max. So it's a lesser version of Howl, but it's on your kill. it has a lower chance of killing, but you are going to be killing a lot more than your wolves, so you'll have a higher chance, therefore, of proccing it. I'm sure I've killed like 3 times as much as my wolves have so far. So that will just make it more likely to happen. Wolves Howl also causes haste. And thankfully, even though this is a lesser howl, it's still howl. So they should still proc with it. Oh, they have a chance to howl when just hitting a boss. Nice. And it increases duration by 50% at max. Wolves deal additional cold damage with attacks and increased chance to stun enemies. Ice Bite ability, which is higher damage in a larger area with a 6-second cooldown. 20% of the remaining cooldowns recovered every time Wolf hits with an ability other than Ice Bite, including their basic attack. Ice Bite deals melee cold damage. Consequently, this damage scales with your wolves increases to melee and cold damage, but not increases to their physical damage. Chance to chill enemies on hit. Get to have an extra wolf. Chance to retaliate with Stormbolt when hit or when they hit an enemy. 5% chance per point. There's 5 points. 25% chance. Well, that's the retaliation chance. It's 2% chance when they hit. So 10% total. Wolves have increased base health regen and increased health regen. Oh, their base health regen is increased by 4 per point, but their increased health regen is a separate thing. It's 80% per point. That hurts my head. Earthborn, they have additional armor, 100 per point, so 300 total, and 5% per point of life leech from physical damage. Okay. Huh. There's Stormbolt over here, then there's Stormbolt over here. Wolves have a chance to retaliate with Stormbolt when hit, and it also boosts spell damage. So you get that for a 25% chance of retaliation. This gives them 35% chance of retaliation. Wolves deal more lightning damage, 30% per point. Oh, that's insane. Because you put in 3 points, that's 90%. Put in an extra point, that's 120. An extra, it's 150% lightning damage. Shaman's Bond. Wolves now deal increased damage and have increased health for each point of achievement you have. Nice. Wolves melee attacks deal additional lightning damage. Wolves have additional dodge chance and increased dodge rating for each point of strength you have. Wolves can't be stunned. Chance to cause enemies to bleed with their melee attacks. They deal more damage over time. Does that count as physical? Yeah, it counts as physical. So will that synergize with this? Would that mean that the wolves can apply a hot to themselves? They deal more damage over time, and bleed they inflict additional physical penetration. Bleed inflicted by wolves lasts longer, and wolves tend to slow and hit when hit. So retaliation. There's 4 there, it's 25%. So 100% increased bleed duration, slow chance, and slow retaliation. Whenever they get hit, it's guaranteed. Then again, it's not necessarily guaranteed, the slows, because an enemy may have a 75% resistance to slows, leaving them with just a 25% chance. So yeah, need to just hit here and we're go. This gives them leap attack, this gives them a flat 10%. Well, at base, it gives them flat 10% to dodging and damage, but it's per point. There's 4 points. It means 40%. But those bonuses are tripled if they've howled recently. So they will do 120% damage and have a 120% dodge rating. Thing is, this is a thing. So whenever I get kills, they have a chance of boosting. They have a chance of howling, and therefore have a chance of boosting themselves further. There's nice energy there. Ooh, I can also check out the bear stuff now. Ooh, the bear can use swipe, and while it scales with its own stats, it's affected by our swipe tree. So if I go into swipe and pick up stuff here, the bear will become more powerful. Wow, that's nice. You swipe, hit at least one enemy. Nearest companion uses their companion ability and restore to full health. So you could get a wolf to howl simply for hitting opponent. When you attack with swipe and hit at least one enemy, call for a spirit wolf from each of your summoned wolves. Hmm. And there's specification there that other minions using swipe can't cause that to happen. Okay, that's insane. This just will give the bears a 7% or 14% chance to just murk an enemy. If you chance summon a claw totem when swipe kills an enemy or hits a rare or boss enemy. You swipe and hit at least one enemy, all your totems gain 1 melee damage and 1 spell damage. Stacks and lasts until it expires. The cooldown for the effective Storm Call node is reset if you summon a totem. Swipe deals more lightning damage. Every 3 seconds your next swipe deals damage in a larger area and has its base damage converted to lightning. Consequently, this damage scales with increases to lightning damage but not with increases to physical. Umjul, the shaman, taught his followers how to draw power of lightning from the sky even while Lagan rested. Swipe has chance to shock on hit, and a portion of Swipe's base damage is converted to lightning. Consequently, this damage scales with increases to lightning, but with not increases physical. If you release 5 points in its node, Swipe loses its physical tag. That's interesting. Deals more lightning per shock on target and more cold per stack of chill. But does it gain a lightning tag? Because if it doesn't gain a lightning tag, that's... So yeah, that's interesting. Your scorpion spawns a number of baby scorpions every 10 seconds. Baby scorpions have a long duration, but can be killed. Temper Tantrum. Baby scorpions deal more damage and their attacks have a chance to poison enemies. If Raptor has 10 kills in this zone, it evolves, gaining 50% more size and damage while you remain in the zone. Huh. Ooh, Broken Tooth. 20% increased melee attack, but 10% chance to lose 10% of its health. Jesus. But that would factor in with Cornered, which increases its damage by each percent of missing health. By a percent of... If it's missing 1% of health, gains 1% damage. 10% of health, gains 10% damage. And since there's two things of this, my guess is with the next rank. Oh, thank you. At 2 points, this node gives the Raptor 198% more damage while at 1% health. Meaning, it gains 2% of damage for every point of life, percent of damage it's missing. A percent of health it's missing. So, it loses 10% health, it now gains 20% damage. So it helps you rip down enemies sooner. It's very much a frenzied kind of thing. Chance to bleed, sets critically strike, rampage. I still don't know what rampage does. Resistant to powerful area attacks. Wow. Brilliant display. Reduces the cooldown of your other companion's activated abilities by 3 seconds. Effect has an 8-second cooldown. Okay, that's interesting. So this here increases its... Well, this makes the totem not land where your cursor is, but a meter in the direction you're facing. It costs less mana and deals more damage. And then as long as you stay around within 5 meters of the totem, you do increase damage. You get increased crit chance, and then you can also increase the totem's tether range. This increases its health and duration. This makes it store damage it takes, and then dishes it out. This then also stores the damage you take. It gives a chance to cast Ice Torrents, and this, it turns it into the Slot totem, which will now slow and reduce armor of enemies instead of granting Frenzy. Increased effect of frenzy is converted to increased effect of armor shred. This increases area. While within range of frenzy totem, you have a chance to cast Blessing of Terror on a random ally each second. Gives you a 20% chance at max. More effective, increases buff duration, and has non-scaling damage, melee attack speed, and damage taken increases. Gives increased health regen. You get haste. They're more effective, but now only affect your companions. And they boost their physical and elemental resistances. Can revive companions faster. Healing over when they're revived. Boost companion damage. Refreshes the companion abilities. Increases critical strike chance granted by Wolf Howl. 50% per point. Oh, Jesus. Double cast Fury Swipes. Increased size of Venom Nova. That is kind of cool, but it probably has a limited duration. And they never say how much. That's 6 seconds by default. This doesn't actually specify that. No, it does. At the end. 6 seconds by default. Okay, I'm gonna stop again. Hey folks, and I've returned. Listen to you.
Once I deciphered the Keeper's movements, the vaults were easy to find. Exploring them proved more challenging. Ancient stonework that could inspire even the greatest of Solarum's architects. Nearly impenetrable. Between my engineer's finest munitions and the strength of my pet, we managed to crack one open. Only to find empty halls and vacant chambers. What would be the purpose of such a stronghold if it were to house nothing? Yet I could tell they were here, just as I predicted. They were guarding something of immense importance, something powerful. Raya will be pleased.
Oh yeah, something I was meaning to say was the other guy was here. You know, the other guy, Grail, was here, but the chick that travels with him isn't. None of the other companions we had were with him. That could imply they're dead. Or it's a dramatic separation. So... Oh, that's the name of my wolf. Bjark. Bark. But, I thought it was named the guard outside earlier. Because when I highlighted it, I just saw the wolf's name. But, he... Good boy. Good boy. And I'm back. It could imply a dramatic separation or death. The Empire, everyone's undead, risen. You know, it doesn't preclude them having taken a bullet to the head already. 25 exile mages in one map. Ooh. Win their champions. Not bad. Hurry up, please.
This way!
Well, so much for getting to use this.
You're here to help! Those big slave! Protect the sun!
They're coming.
drink! Tread carefully.
Jesus. May want to move away from the sword fight, old man.
Note here, it isn't safe. We'll reconvene outside.
It's not safe out there either.
That should hold them. First things first, thank you. The Ospics grow more troublesome by the day. We've reinforced our walls, supplied our men, and taken out dozens of them. Yet, they're still here, using brute force now.
Traitor Drake.
The howling monster circling the vault. Yes. So, I see you lack Keeper's robes. I take it Lena sent you.
Yes, she did.
Lovely. While your help has been appreciated, I have everything under control.
What are you doing here?
What do you mean? I'm protecting the Epoch, of course.
What is this place?
Here. It's a fortress, meant to keep unruly treasure hunters from locating the shards of the Epoch. Or at least it's supposed to. Drastic times.
Shards of the Epoch?
Did Lena not tell you? Well, tell you what. Let's get out of here first, and then I'll explain more. These peace talks are hardly worth it if you don't know why Orion is after us.
Right. I can understand Paranoid saying, like, yeah, we have an artifact, it's like shard of a god's power. Not wanting to tell people that, but at the same time, it's just like, you know, we're fighting and potentially dying to help you out. So, have some fireballs. It's just kind of nice to share the love, you know? Combine the shrines. But you're not really favored by Raya. Wonder if he's picked a god and prayed yet.
Since the Keeper's form, we've held the same rituals, instructed to keep the Epoch shard separate. Those were Itera's words. The first Epoch shard is held in a fortress. Ancient Iteran mechanisms hold it in place, with no one but us knowing how to enter. The second vault is deep inside the Stonefall Mountains, with traps that only the Keepers know how to maneuver. The third shard is always on the move. It uses multiple vaults. Only we possess the knowledge to open them. This is why we never call a single place home.
In the game we played so far, we only ever got one shard. To my recollection. The bit that threw us back in time.
There's a little bit over here. I thought it went further, that's why I deviated. So I'm guessing the last refuge is the remnants of this place. I know they've changed this whole first act, but have they changed the second? Recontextualized it given all this? They would want it. So maybe this change will be enough of recontextualization. Just justifying the existence of the building. But then again, enough time had passed, you know? Whole era. There didn't need to be a justification for it. Money's not a object in this game. Preparations for last stand if the vault were ever breached.
No room, no room, no room. No room.
Mage helmet. Generic relic. I'll kill these.
No room.
I have no idea what you just said. It has fear! What? I'm gonna AFK for a sec. I got a message a little while ago and I should respond. I should respond. 41, 42, 43. Gotta go fast. Servers are going down soon.
Let me ask, for how long must we live like this? No one cared about the shards until recently. Until Raya. For now it's just him. But how much longer until Lagan seeks them out? Majasa. We uphold customs, as Itera willed. But our goddess is gone. If she knew the state of the world, would she not request us to act? To bring peace back between her children? We cannot keep the old ways. The Council is scared, but nothing will change if we do not change.
Notice he didn't mention the other god. It's because the other god's already dead. Though they've been dodging around that so far. Good, here's the beacon, the fast travel point. So we won't lose too much progress if the servers go down on me.
I'm sure you have questions, but let me first check and make sure the Epoch's safe.
Who do the keepers adhere to? Our slumbering mother, Itera? Alone? A goddess they cannot see. They sent no treasure to sea for Lagon, nor works of art south to Majasa. Were they in league with Heorot's savages? No. Their alliance seems to be a recent development. How can they claim a greater connection to Itera than us? We're the servants of Raya, the inheritor of her domain. It is blasphemy. They will burn.
Yeah.
Good. No.
Get him!
I like the old guy. I anticipate him dying, but I like him. Baltus, what just happened? Did you see what way they went? Looks like they went towards the highlands, where the Ospreys are based. But there's too many, it's no use. I'll handle it. Yo, what? Go back to camp, I've got this.
No room.
To be honest, coming out here was a terrible idea. Less armor, but a ton of other stats. Sure. It doesn't really matter. Ooh, lets me have more thorn totems. If only I used them.
No room.
I don't care. Alright, let's head back. .5 minutes.
And who are you?
Grail took off somewhere. Said he found some down in the mountains that await Herod. Figured you should know. What did he find? Not sure. Some kind of weapon? Didn't give me any details. But his task for the keepers is done. Now you do what you have to do, and we can get this over with. Just make sure Baltus is alright first.
Everything okay? Where's Balthus?
He was kidnapped. Ospreys took him. I think originally Lena was the one that was attacked by the Ospreys and had the shard. But they've changed it to Balthus.
What? What happened?
Giant Drake came in, grabbing him.
That must be Orion. If he captured Balthus, he's in danger.
Who's Orion?
An Osprey's general. He's the one leading the hunt for us. What happened to the artifacts Balthus was protecting?
Taken along with Balthus.
That must be what they were after. We have to save Balthus. Get him and the Epoch back.
What? Do you know where they would go?
Their camp is not far. I have to organize a group. Go after him.
Then allow me.
Are you sure? I could gather soldiers.
It's
Have them come with you.
It's faster if I go now.
You'll walk into an entire army of Ospreys.
I've got this.
Stay safe. Stay alive. And bring Balthus back.
Will do. Kind of all over the place, but it's fine. So, we'll leave this here for now, since servers are going down. I do hope you've enjoyed this bit of Last Epoch. It's not bad, but it's not quite grabbing me. I would like if the seasonal content was a bit more worked in through the game, because, like, remember with Path of Exile, the seasonal content would be woven through the base game. It wasn't all just couched in the end game. So that would be nice. But maybe it's just once you get through chapter 1, then you'll get seasonal content. maybe. We'll play for a while yet and see what happens. I don't plan on... I plan on playing till I grow tired of it, till I lose interest. If I gain interest, I'll play more. If I lose interest, then I lose interest. So, just something to keep in mind. But anyway, till then,